Welcome to our studio in Bulgarian news agency, Mr. Mihael Venier, General Manager of EuroSpike consortium based in Germany. This consortium is known here, although more among military experts. However, it would be appropriate to briefly introduce your EuroSpike.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to being here. I'm happy to give you a little bit more background about the EuroSpike company. EuroSpike was founded in 2004. It is a joint venture of Defence Rheinmetall Electronicsi Rafael. We are based in Germany. The purpose to found this joint venture actually was to market, sell, and produce the Spike family of weapons for the European market in Europe. Having a European missile for the European market, we are successful in this area since 2004.
And according to you, which modification would be most suitable from your missiles for the Bulgarian armed forces?
As I mentioned, Spike is a family of weapons. It starts with a range of up to 2 kilometers. This is the short, we call it the short range version of the Spike system. That will be of interest for the special forces and probably for the Air Force protection battalions. Then we have an infantry version. It is called the long range LR2. LR2 because it's the latest development of the LR missile that is suitable for the infantry as well armored infantry, highly capable to engage armored targets as well as structural targets. Then the next range would be the ER with a range of up to 10 kilometers, ground to ground, or even 16 kilometers when you launch the missile from a helicopter. Having said this, this is an application that might be interesting for the Air Force for probably a current upgrade of the existing helicopters or modification of currently existing helicopters here in the Bulgarian Air Force.
And having said that, do you see any cooperation or partnership with Bulgarian companies?
It is, of course, of our interest to have Bulgarian companies involved due to several aspects. One aspect, for example, is as a taxpayer in my country, I don't want to see the money, the whole entire money going away, going out of the country. That is one reason. The second reason, of course, is having local content brings benefits to the whole consortium. And yes, we are open to having cooperations in country, either with the company-owned defense companies or on private sectors. And then you can really, it really depends on the requirements of the customer, what the Bulgarian forces wants to have or what the Bulgarian government wants to have. So we are open to any kind of cooperation. We started a little bit evaluating where we can find the best win-win situation for all parties. And when I'm saying all parties, I'm talking about, of course, the Bulgarian industry, yes, Bulgarian government, Bulgarian armed forces, and plus, of course, the soldiers who at the end needs and want to have a system that they can use anytime they need it.
Yeah, Spike is considered to be the main competitor of the javelins in the global arms market. What are its main advantages and how many states have already purchased it. For example, I know that Lithuania received this year the first batch of Spike anti-tank missiles, and Serbia is in talks for the acquisition of Spike LR2, the most advanced state-of-the-art fifth-generation multi-purpose, multi-platform missile.
So among the countries you mentioned, in Europe we have around 20 countries that are using the Spike system. Worldwide we have approximately 40 countries, and altogether we have more than 30,000 missiles that have been already produced and are in service. In different ranges, in the short range, up to 2 kilometers, yes, Javelin is a competitor. On the long range version, actually right now on the market there is non-competitive system, since we have still some features that are unique. For example, you can once you fire the missile, you can really steer the missile into the target. So you can avoid collateral damages. You can have a pinpoint accuracy, so you can hit the target at the most vulnerable point while avoiding collateral damages. And then when you go further out in the spectrum, up to 10 or even 16 kilometers, there is none other competitive system currently available on the market with that capability.
How many of these countries that purchased your system are members of NATO or European Union?
Well, actually, out of the around 20 nations, we have 13 that are NATO members. Yes. And especially since we're talking about the outer border, the eastern border of NATO, I think it's very, very interesting that to protect NATO, protect the European Union, that you have nations that have the interoperability between them. They can share missiles, they can share the possibility of train together, having interoperability during maneuvers or even when they are deployed somewhere. So it's actually, from today's point of view, the most proliferated missile into in the NATO countries and all over the world when we're talking about anti-tank guided weapon systems.
Mr. Wiener, thank you for your participation.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.